Hello my friends and welcome to the channel. Now full disclosure, I own TSLA stock. I own Tesla stock for quite a while now, a couple of years, and I'm very pro Tesla. In fact, I'm pro EV, pro BYD. I'm pro any company that decides to focus on EVs 100%, not be lukewarm, not put a little toe in the water, test the waters out, dives in 100% because they're aware of exactly what is going on. And the fact that some of them, like Toyota, are not aware of what is going on is frankly shocking to me. Toyota, they're sticking a little toe in the water. And guess what? They're going to lose because right now we're in a period of enormous disruption where the writing is on the wall. For freak's sake, I mean, Europe has already said they're basically banning any cars that are not EVs by 2030. England's doing that, the United Kingdom is doing that, Canada in 2035, Norway in 2025. The writing is on the wall. The fact that companies like Toyota are still not committed to EVs, still talking about hydrogen fuel or hydrogen fuel cells, is insane. So, why do I recommend Tesla stock? Why do I own Tesla stock? Well, I've made another video about 15 reasons that I recommend you buy Tesla stock. But, I mean, I'm not a stock analyst, am I? You do your own research and then you decide if it makes sense. But I'm going to show you some of the reasons why I think it makes sense. Tesla stock is, well, it would seem to be very overvalued right now, wouldn't it? Based on its price to earnings ratio multiples at a 680 right now. The market average is about 16, 17 for the last 100 years. But of course, we're in a time of the greatest change in history. The greatest disruption in history is happening right now to the two biggest industries in the world. What are those two industries? Now, Tesla's energy department area, I believe, will grow to be a similar size to their car sales, potentially even bigger. Now, this is not even including the potential for robo-taxis. I know there's a lot of people that mock that idea. However, remember, 80% of the 1.2 million pre-orders for the Cybertruck have ordered full self-driving. So 80% of that 1.2 million people believe it is happening. So my friend, if you don't, you are probably in the minority. Now I understand it may not happen this year, it may not happen next year. It may not even happen the following year in 2024. But by the time 26, 27, 28 rolls around, you can bet it will be here and it will change the industry. In fact, it will make the sales of cars globally drastically decline. Yep, car sales are on a decline now from their peak in 2017, and that decline will continue all the way up until 2030. So the sales of ICE cars, diesel and petrol cars will continue to decline, and the sales of electric cars will continue to take up more of that space. So it's kind of like a double pincer here happening the ICE and petrol automakers as EVs start to take market share and car sales start to decrease. Now, if Cathie Wood is right, and she's been proven to be right on many occasions, she's a much smarter woman than I am, and if Stephen Mark Ryan is right, and I've got to admit, I think he's a smarter person than I am, then Tesla is a screaming buy right now. Now, remember, Cathie Wood correctly predicted the price of Tesla stock, predicted that it would go up by 10x, which it did, and she looked like a lunatic. I have to admit, even I thought she was crazy. Even I thought she was being wildly over-optimistic. And realistically, I mean, the fact that the stock has gone up this much, even though Tesla is yet to actually solve the full self-driving puzzle, is really amazing, and it shows where the market thinks Tesla is going. So if you're watching this video and you disagree with where Tesla is, remember, you are in the minority. Now, Cathie Wood's 2025 price target for Tesla is $3,000 per share. Now, where is it right now? Well, it's at around about $660. Her target is $3,000 by 2025. So let's say you did buy the stock now at its current price and it did hit $3,000 by 2025, then obviously you would make an enormous profit. Now, if ARK, Cathie Wood's hedge fund, is right, that means there's still nearly 360% upside potential in Tesla stock from last week's close of $660. Now, a gain that big would make Tesla worth $2.9 trillion, and it would be the most valuable company on the planet. Now, whether Tesla becomes the most valuable company on the planet by 2025, I am 100% certain that it will by 2030. So in my mind, it's just a matter of time for when that happens. Now, just for reference sake, the most valuable company on the S&P 500 right now is Apple at $2 trillion US. Now, do you think Apple has more of a future globally than Tesla? What market is Apple disrupting right now? They've done a lot of disruption, Apple. It's a fact. They completely destroyed Nokia. They completely destroyed BlackBerry. Those guys are more or less dead. So Apple certainly did disrupt the market. But at this point, investors are pricing in the likelihood of Apple's continued disruption, and it's very low. Apple's PE is around about 28. For a perceived growth stock, that is astronomically low. Now, ARK's new price target actually works out at a compound average annual gain of only 36%. And when you look at it that way, it sounds a lot more realistic. So what would that mean for your portfolio? Let's say you invested $10,000. Well, that would mean that by 2025, it would be worth $45,812. Now, obviously, those kind of returns are very hard to find, and that would blow away the S&P 500 at their long-term annual rates of 10%. Now, putting $10,000 into Tesla rather than the S&P 500 by ARK's numbers would leave you 184% or $30,000 richer. Now, obviously, if you put $100,000 in, well, it's a completely different story, isn't it? Now, if you listen to anyone on Tesla, it's ARK. Honestly, everyone right now listens to ARK on Tesla because they got it right, and they're the only company, the only analysts that actually correctly predicted the stock price. So they've made a name for themselves making bold calls on Tesla. Now, if you didn't already know this, Tesla stock has been a millionaire maker for many retail investors who jumped in early. The stock is up more than 1,300% in the past 5 years. That's a 70% annual gain on average. The S&P 500 is only up a fraction of that, 91% over the past 5 years or 14% annually. Now, if you don't watch Solving the Money Problems channel, Stephen Mark Ryan has made a literal fortune from investing in Tesla, and full credit to him. I think he's made a lot of people very rich because he's been recommending to his viewers to buy Tesla for years now, and he's been trying to give as much evidence as to why. He still recommends Tesla, and I have to admit, his reasons are very compelling. To see some of those, check out his channel. I'll put a link in the description below. Now, I just made a video today on Tesla sales in the UK. Tesla was the top selling car and brand in June in 2021, but it's not in the top 10 in the UK for the year. However, the reason for that is Tesla just doesn't have enough supply coming into the UK to satisfy demand. In addition to that, the price of Teslas is extraordinarily expensive in the UK. It's around about 40% more than it is in the United States. Imagine what will happen when Gigafactory Berlin opens and they're selling Teslas, the Tesla Model 2 hatchback, the perfect car for the UK market, the Tesla Model Y, medium-sized SUV, the perfect car for the UK market, at a cost that most people can afford. The same story will play out all across Europe, all across China, and really all across the world over the next decade. Now, what do the so-called experts say right now? Well, if you look at CNBC, they have a list of analysts, and out of their 37 most popular analysts, well, CNBC's probably handpicked 37 analysts, but 8 of those say Tesla is a strong buy right now, 6 say buy, 14 say hold, 4 say sell, and 5 say underperform. So 9 out of 37 are bearish on Tesla, and you can see 29, I would say bullish on Tesla. Fair comment. Now, Morgan Stanley, I believe, has turned the corner on Tesla. They've been fairly conservative. In fact, in the past, they were fairly negative on Tesla, but they've very much changed their tune and now are kind of leading the mainstream analysts in terms of getting Tesla predictions more or less, I wouldn't say correct, but much more closer to the ballpark of what Tesla is doing and really doing a much better job of analyzing the company properly. Morgan Stanley give Tesla a buy rating. They say it's overweight and predict the stock price to be at around $1,000 by the end of the year, which I think is a fair target. Now, one of the best websites on the internet for actually working out good stocks to buy, or at least getting some recommendations from some of the smartest people in the world on what they think are the right stocks to buy, is called tipranks.com. Now, TipRanks supplier.com has 24 ratings for Tesla. 10 of those are buy, 7 are hold, and 7 are sell. Now, very interestingly, you can actually see some of the rankings on TipRanks for some of the analysts. And the interesting thing is you can see if those analysts actually were successful in the majority of their predictions, the majority of their recommendations, or if they weren't. Now, one analyst really stands out, and that is Frank Schwab. Now, Frank predicts that Tesla's stock price will decrease by 62% within the next 12 months. 62%. He says, sell immediately, you're about to go bankrupt. Well, something along those lines, obviously. However, Frank Schwab has an alarmingly poor success rate. Out of his last 50 recommendations, only 14 of those were right. 36 were wrong. He has 0 stars out of 5 for his ranking ratings. And a success rate of 28%, putting him in the 5% worst analyst out of the 800 or so analysts on the TipRanks website. Very interestingly, some of the best analysts on TipRanks do in fact recommend you buy Tesla stock. So it's not just me, it's also people much smarter than me. The person who's ranked number 3 out of 8,000 analysts on TipRanks recommends you buy Tesla. He is in the top 0.1% of analysts on TipRanks. Clearly, he's much smarter than me. He has a success rate of about 88%, and he also recommends you buy them, along with Cathie Wood. I think that's a pretty good reason to do it. And don't forget, Stephen Mark Ryan, also a very smart guy. So where do I personally see Tesla going? Well, I think by 2025, Tesla will probably be worth in the region of between $3,000 and $5,000 US. Now, why do I say that? Well, I honestly believe that Tesla will solve the full self-driving puzzle by 2025. That's 4 years away. That's a long time for them to use their supercomputer, which will be one of the biggest supercomputers in the world within the next 12 months, and to be able to analyze and use all the data that they're collecting every day from their fleet of well over 1 million cars now, which is collecting data every day to continue to train their neural network. I think it's very likely that 4 years of all that coming together will produce cars that are safe enough to be considered full self-driving and far, far safer than any human on the road right now. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.